Good evening, God's beautiful little children. I am not crying. I have ointment in my eyes because my eyes are very dry and I have some nighttime ointment on them. So they look really, really, really glossy. And hopefully I can read this because it also makes my eyes a little blurry. But anyways, tonight I'm going to be talking about baptism and why I feel after I read this section about Jesus being baptized, I want to say and explain how I think it's really important. So back before Jesus came and he started to baptize with holy water, where did my section go? John the Baptist was in the wilderness and he was having people repent of their sins, and he was baptizing them in the Jordan River, telling them that the kingdom is near, and he was preparing the way for Jesus. So after that, it was Jesus's time to get baptized. He was on the way, and I'm going to be reading the section called the baptism of Jesus, and I'll be adding commentary at the end. The baptism of Jesus. And this is Matthew 3 verses 13 to 17. And then it says, Then Jesus came from Galilee to John at the Jordan to be baptized by him. But John tried to stop him, saying, I need to be baptized by you, and yet you come to me. Right? Imagine that. Imagine John the Baptist, this man who feels he is not of any importance, is getting ready to baptize Jesus. Wow. What a scene. Jesus answered him, Allow it for now, because this is the way for us to fulfill all righteousness. Then John allowed him to be baptized. When Jesus was baptized, he went up immediately from the water. The heavens suddenly opened for him, and he saw the Spirit of God descending down like a dove and coming down on him. And a voice from heaven said, This is my beloved Son, with whom I am well pleased. So God's beautiful children, I don't know how important you think that baptism is, but I know that being baptized was one of my biggest turn points in my life. It was a huge decision. And it didn't happen immediately. I knew that when I wanted to be baptized, it was a decision that I knew that I was going to make and never turn back from it. Because when I knew I was transforming, I was making my transformation, I knew that when I was baptized, that was it. Like, I was truly going to be devoting my life to Jesus completely, because I felt like life would be worse if I was baptized and then went back to my old ways. If I felt that I was going to go back to my old ways and I didn't actually make a true effort in this journey in relationship with Jesus, I would have never just been baptized. So I hold that up as a banner for my relationship with him each and every day. So my thing is, if Jesus right here says, after John says, I need to baptize you, and yet you come to me, like, he was just blown away. And Jesus, as a normal human as us, he says, allow it for now, because this is the way for us to fulfill all righteousness. So if you feel that you shouldn't be baptized, but we are reading here that Jesus fulfilled all righteousness based on his baptism, like, shouldn't we be getting baptized? Like, should that not even be I might do it or I might not do it? Shouldn't that be something that is like a qualification of the following and taking up your cross with Jesus? Like, I was sitting here getting ready to do some highlighting, and I read this before, but I wanted to read it to you guys now, because I'm like, that makes so much sense. Like, I feel not everyone wants to be baptized, but isn't that something that would seem very important if Jesus says that this is the way for us to fulfill all righteousness? And then John the Baptist said, okay, I will allow it. So he baptized him because Jesus was telling him, like, I need to do this. I need to do this to fulfill what I have to do for the Father's will. So in my mind, if Jesus is saying, I need to be baptized, like Jesus, the one that we are following and we are taking our cross up with, if he is saying that he needs to do it, why should we feel that we should not? Shouldn't we be doing that too? But this is just a thought that I'm having as I read through this. I'm like, wow, that makes so much sense. But I will say that it was a process, and it was something that I did take time into growing into, and knowing that when I did it, I wasn't going to be turning back. I'm not sure if I read it in the Bible somewhere that they say after you're baptized and if you go back to your old ways, like it'll be worse on you, like your life will be worse. I'm not sure if I can find that in here some way, but I think that baptism is extremely important. I know it has been in my life and nothing has been the same since then. So if you are someone who's thinking about it, go ahead and do it. Get baptized, get in that water and change your life and live the life that Jesus wants you to live. Like live in his live on the journey with him in his path to fulfill the Father's will. I will never ever regret that day, nor will I ever turn back. My baptism was probably one of the best days of my life, to be honest, other than having my son and to repent and ask for forgiveness. Like baptism is right up there with all of that. Like it was the changing point of my life. And I hope that if you are thinking about it, that you just go ahead and you're listening to this and you see that Jesus had to do it to fulfill all righteousness. Like your king did it. So why can't you do it? You can do it too. You could do it too. You could be baptized and start living this beautiful life. So I just had to come on here and talk about this because I think baptism is an extremely beautiful and fulfilling and so spiritual. Like it's just, I don't know. It is really hard to explain, but I know that I can't explain it enough to where you guys can understand me unless you have been baptized too, but it was a very spiritual and emotional moment for me. Like I knew that my life was never going to be the same again, and it truly has not been. So thank you for taking me in. Thank you for saving me. Thank you for allowing me to be baptized and holding this up as a banner, knowing that I'm proudly and happily and blessed walking on this path and journey with you. I will keep this up there forever. May peace be with you all.